Due to the pandemic, the next mass extinction is on the horizon. The world is a dark, empty, and dystopian place due to society's actions. Fires burned down cities, systems collapsed, and the disease took away the lives of many. The Remnant, the nomadic group of survivors, is exploring the remains of what once used to be their life, searching for a place where they can start over and fix their past mistakes. Now they are surrounded by ashes and faded memories. There is also a brighter side of the story. The Remnant didn't lose hope, they stood strong and kept on searching for a better, safer space. At the beginning of Atelier 2, I set a list of goals for myself, points of improvement, and things I want to learn by the end of this project. Throughout my process, I always kept it close. During the first 2 weeks of Atelier 2, I started designing in Clo 3D, based on my initial toolbox at that time. Soon, I realized I was staying too close to the body in a fight with the software trying to achieve volume by using the pressure tool like crazy. The results were a very wearable and toned down version of what I wanted to achieve. So I took a step back and decided to start over. I reflected upon my strong points from Atelier 1, looking at what inspired me and my concept world, which was draping on the mannequin to create shapes and silhouettes. So I started doing the same thing in Clo, draping the digital fabric to create new volumes and exciting designs. I recreated my beautiful garment from Atelier 1, following the steps that I took in the analog experiment. This was the starting point of my collection and creative process. This made me understand the program more. It made me develop a way of draping the fabric digitally that works for me. When it comes to printmaking, I wanted to create prints inspired by the journey of the remnant nomadic tribe. I wanted smudged, faded out textures. I started experimenting analog with paint on top of old creased garments using a rolling pin or a brick covered in thread. Then I started creating digital prints using my samples. In the Society of Pestilence, prints represent an empowering element, used as an emotional shield during dark and uncertain times by providing hope. My hybrid approach is by developing analog samples and then bringing them to life in the digital world. I started making embroideries showcasing the mood of the remnant. Beaded elements are an important part in my collection. Survivors add a bead a day to their garments to celebrate life, and hoping that they will live another day tomorrow. This brings a softer, more fragile element into the collection, complementing the fluid drapes and the rough leather. The headpieces are a key element in the remnant attire, transforming the functional face mask in an elegant and refined headdress. It's been a leitmotif in my Atelier 1 experiments too, so I drew a lot of inspiration from the research made at that time. Few pieces are draped in leather, others are mainly focused on the craft, showcasing hand-sewn elements and beads. All these elements brought together result in my collection. like I grew a lot during this phase as a designer, exploring my digital design skills, my interests for headpieces, silhouettes, and digital prints. I started developing an aesthetic and design identity thanks to hours of hard work of trying to push my creative boundaries and constructive feedback. By experimenting, I found out that designing starting from the basic blocks is not always what works for me. I got to think quick and come up with solutions by reflecting upon the issue and solving the problems. By experimenting even more, I discovered that I am more of a silhouette designer rather than a utilitarian one. I am glad that I got to explore this part of myself. I think the concept and collection reflects well my personality and design identity that I started developing. I am happy with how far I got, and I will keep on developing this identity further in future projects.